You can edit this out after
No,
Matilda.
I know. I'm just really stressed.
There's no need to be stressed, child.
All right.
Hey, hang on.
Oh. Cheers.
Cheers.
To season. Hello, everybody, and shut the fuck up.
You said we weren't allowed to swear. Yes, you did. You said minimal swearing.
Okay, well, it's fine. That was only one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to season 2 of Hot Mess Podcast. I am your host, Matilda Johnson, and today, for our very first episode of season 2, I've got a very special guest with me. Say hi.
Hello.
This is Grace, and she is the producer of Hot Mess. And this season, you're going to be hearing from her a lot. I was about to say seeing her a lot.
It's not a visual media. It's a podcast now.
Maybe one day it can be visual too.
That'd be nice, wouldn't
Today's
it?
not the day.
Today's definitely not the day. Today's not the time.
But you will be hearing from Grace. So get used to this voice.
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I'm nervous, and I've done a whole season of this before.
But we've talked about this. I've got a few reasons why I'm nervous, and I think I've projected them onto you.
Yeah.
One of which was why we're both wearing nose strips to breathe better right now, because I was concerned that people would hear my heavy breathing. So we're both, similar to what an 80-year-old would be wearing to go to sleep, we're both wearing nose strips to expand our nostrils. To be fair, I think it's helping.
I think it's actually stretching my under eyes a little bit. I can feel it like...
Oh, yeah,
moving
because
my
you've
cheeks
literally...
down.
Yeah, because you've got it halfway across your face, doll.
I don't know where I put it.
Oh,
I
gosh.
wasn't looking in the mirror.
And then the second thing I was a bit worried about is I'm from Queensland, so I was worried about sounding a little bit rural.
But then there's me who actually is rural.
Where are you from again?
A small country town.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to probably...
don't want to
No, we don't. We probably don't want any stalkers, do we?
Maybe. Not today. Or not again.
Oh,
We'll
that's
come
just...
back
That's
to
just...
that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Anyway, so this is what you missed. It's been... Well, by the time this episode is out, it has been 2 months since my last episode.
That's crazy.
And a lot has happened.
It feels longer than that because a lot has happened.
And also, Grace and I have only known each other for 6 months. And in that 6 months, a lot has happened.
Every time you tell me a story, I go, there's no way that's possibly happened.
And
But it has. You have the receipts.
I have the receipts every time. So let's start off how we met, how we became friends. We met in the workplace. I'm not going to disclose
No,
any more about that.
let's not go into that too much.
But I feel like you and I were just really fast and furious on
Well,
friendship.
it makes sense because I'm an Aquarius.
And I'm a Gemini.
Yeah, and together we're a tornado of chaos.
Which is really why Paul Mescal is made for me. It's
Oh, okay.
and Grace.
No, it's okay.
It's yeah. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But anyway, so the stars just aligned with us,
Yeah,
and we've been by each other's side ever since. And we've seen each other through a lot of shit already.
it's been a big 6 months.
Huge 6 months.
And good times and bad.
Yeah, when we first met, I think the way we first bonded was because I was going through my breakup.
Yeah. And, well, Harry Styles as well.
And Harry Styles.
Yeah. Cast your mind back to February 2023 where every man and their dog was at Harry Styles except for us.
But we made the most of it
But,
and
yeah.
threw a Harry Styles themed day at work.
And
that's how we bonded.
I think that's apt to bring because at the current time of recording, it's the eve of a very important night.
Tomorrow, Taylor Swift pre-sale tickets go out on sale.
Oh, I get nervous.
I'm freaking out.
The thing that really just concerns me is you're not at work tomorrow. You're at a conference.
I'm at a conference.
And that puts a lot of pressure on me and our fellow colleagues who we're all trying to get tickets.
And they all know if I come back to work on Thursday without Taylor Swift tickets,
There's no
not
point.
going to be a good time.
I think we need to go out and do some good deeds. We've only got a few hours.
I think we need to help some old people across the street.
Yeah, or some children
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yourself.
or children. I'm 5'2".
You're 4 foot nothing on a good day.
I'm 5'3".
Would you like to tell the audience what we discovered yesterday?
No. My pinky is half the size of Grace's pinky.
No. Let's not even... This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And you know what? I think you need to take a photo and put it on the Hot Mess stories, because I kid you not, this doesn't sound like it could be real, but it is. My pinky finger is taller or bigger than your biggest finger. Like, how is that possible? My littlest finger is bigger than your biggest.
I don't have small hands. Maybe you've got
massive
hands.
Nope. We were debating this in the office and everyone said, Tilly, you've got child hands.
Yeah, and you know what? It really takes me back to middle school, which is why I really want to bring it up.
Can I say, we are in Australia. We don't have middle school here.
We do have middle school. I went to middle school.
I don't believe that. Anyway, we digress.
Anyway, a lot has happened in the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I think it's particularly since you've had a bit of a break from the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it's really escalated in the last...
Yeah, it was definitely touch and go there for a bit. There was a bit where I was like, oh, she's having a bit of a rough time. But it was only for about a weekend.
I feel like I was really good at masking it, though.
Oh.
But maybe not.
It's okay. It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay. But
it was quick, though. It was very quick.
I got over it. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Said that very quick.
I'm fine.
No. I would definitely say. There was probably one weekend that I was like,
it's because I was like silent. And I didn't post anything on Instagram, on Snapchat, in our group chats, and she was like, is she okay?
And then there was one Monday I was like, I'm driving you home because I think you need a bit of car therapy. And then you were like, yeah. But then we got some chicken nuggets and then you were fine.
That was like
2 days ago.
That was 2 days ago.
But I definitely think the chapter has turned. Mm-hmm. We had a big event.
My 25th birthday.
Woo-hoo!
That was a massive event.
It was.
I was shocked by how many people showed up because I went a bit wild this year and I haven't really celebrated my birthday, like not massively, since I probably turned 18 and I had a massive party. And like I've gone out for drinks with friends, I've had dinners, whatever. Like, because I didn't get to celebrate my 21st because I was dancing full time and it was just too much going on in my life.
Yep.
And then this year I was like, screw it. Only turning 25 once. Just gonna have a really, really big night. And it was.
It was a big night.
I invited over 50 people who I know personally.
What about the people that you didn't know personally, Till?
That's what I was getting to. I went a little bit crazy and I don't know why one day at work I was just like, you know what would be really funny? If I just invited a whole heap of celebrities to my birthday and just thought one of them might show up.
Did anyone show up?
None of them showed up. Shall I read out the list?
Go for it.
It goes for a while. Number 1, Paul Mescal.
I mean, you know, shoot for the stars. You never know what you might find.
You never know. And I think he and I would get along really well.
Well, yeah, he's an Aquarius. You're a Gemini.
Exactly. And he's Irish. We just have a lot of banter.
And the next one?
Darcy Moore from Collingwood.
The Collingwood captain.
But also, I don't know where this came from, but suddenly everyone was like, Tilly's in love with Darcy Moore.
It was the Anzac Day speech.
It was the Anzac Day speech. I said, wow, he's really well spoken. And now everyone's like, she's in love with him. And so as a joke, I invited him to my birthday. Obviously, he didn't see it or reply. But now, like, on my birthday, my mum bought me a bobblehead of him. And I'm just like, well, we just have to keep the bit going now.
Well, our other colleague and I, we made a card for you for your birthday.
Yeah.
And who was on that card as well?
Darcy Moore.
Yeah.
And Paul.
And a few others as well.
A few others. The others including Amelia de Mordenberg.
Love. Icon.
We would be friends.
For sure.
100%.
She's an Aquarius, true.
Yeah, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And I know we would be friends. And I don't care if it's a state of delusion that has me convinced that we would be friends, but we would. Anyway, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Look, that one's a little bit left of field.
It's a bit rogue.
Yeah.
Cody Simpson. To be fair, no, I won't tell the story, but Cody Simpson could make sense in another life.
All right.
Max Belegde. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name.
Is that the guy from TikTok?
Yeah, the one who's like, Tom Cruise is mugging me off.
Oh, okay, cool.
That one, of course. Grace Barry, also from TikTok.
Love.
The Inspired Unemployed.
Hilarious.
Daniel Ricciardo, of course. Dylan Mulvaney, love her.
Love
her. Chris Olsen, Noah Beck.
What? What's this next one?
Thomas Weatherfall.
Who's that?
Some person who was on what's that show? The one filmed in Sydney of all the teenagers.
Heartbreak High.
Heartbreak High.
Oh.
Some random cast member. I was like, yeah, you're invited. Jake Shane, Emma Chamberlain, Timothy Chalamet, Ava Jules, Anna Paul, who I've met.
Okay, so not too far off.
Not too far off. Jack Harlow.
You know what this feels like? This feels like when you were in primary school and your parents have been like, you have to invite everyone.
And I really
And you really did.
Lewis Capaldi would have been hilarious.
Yeah,
would
for sure.
Would have been hilarious. Tom Blythe.
I don't know who that person is.
You know what?
Sorry to this man.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Wow, okay.
I don't know who that is. Isaac Quaynor. Yeah, Collingwood.
Could have hung out with Darcy, yeah.
Yeah, and Chris Lanzin. I think they're a musician. You know what? I don't know who that is either. And, what's his name? Ollie from TikTok, who has become the famous shoulder guy.
But you know what?
But he responded.
That was very nice.
He was very nice, and he said, hey, don't know if I'll be back in Australia by then, but thank you so much for the invite. Sounds like a great time. And I said, thank you so much for the very polite decline. And then he replied again.
Wow.
And was like, what did he say?
I don't know.
He's like, maybe next time or something. Sounds fun.
He continued the conversation and he didn't really need to.
He didn't have to.
Anyone?
And he's got a lot of followers as well. Like, he doesn't need little old me.
Question.
Yes.
Anyone leave you on red?
Yes.
Who was it?
Emma Watson's
Oh my gosh.
But I also don't know why I messaged him anyway. So the fact he left me on red makes it even worse.
I think he got a bit invite happy.
I think I did. And you know what? It's funny that I invited Emma Watson's brother and not Tom Felton, who I am a fan of. Instead, I went for the sibling of a celebrity who I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
And he did read the message, and then he left me on red. Which is...
Do you think your special talent is just finding anyone, like, adjacent to celebrities that you can invite?
Absolutely. I'm all about connections.
Because you know what my special talent is?
What?
I mean, to be fair, it's not necessarily a special talent because we live in Melbourne.
No, I know what your special
Tell
talent
me.
is. Every time you go out in the city, you come across a football player.
Correct.
An AFL player.
Correct.
But when I went out with you in the city, which has only been like, we've been out twice together.
Yeah.
The first time we ran into multiple AFL players.
Yeah. I would also like to point out, not in a typical setting that you would expect.
Like going out to a bar.
No.
Just like walking down the street.
Two different teams.
And it was a Tuesday night. Yeah, that was very random.
Yep. That's my special talent. And I was actually speaking to a friend about this the other day, and she's come up with a business idea that I'm really keen for.
Maybe you should disclose it on the pod just in case.
Well, no. I've got a proposition for you.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
So
Tell me.
the moment it helps you. Oh, go ahead. So she was like, you know what you should do? You should get like a hop along bus.
Oh my god, it's like a celebrity spotting but
Well,
AFL players.
Yeah, exactly. Because I won't disclose the location, but I know that there is definitely a supermarket. I've seen 4 different AFL players from different teams at one certain supermarket.
I know which supermarket it is.
Yeah, because I pointed. Yes.
And it's a very random supermarket.
Yeah, but it's literally, I could list the players, but I won't for their privacy.
That's so generous of you.
What can I say? Anyway, so...
Want to know my special talent?
Well, I haven't finished.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I was about... let me get to my proposition. Yeah. Jeez, I'm the guest here. So she was like, do a hop-along bus. And then I was thinking about this because the other day we were driving to a work event. Well, when I say we were driving, I say I was driving. If I do end up getting this hop-along bus for my endeavours of seeing AFL players... When we were driving, you pointed out multiple locations on a short stretch of road.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm sweating.
It was a very short bit of road, and you go, "Oh, I kissed someone there."
No,
and,
it wasn't kissed.
Well, I was gonna leave that for you, and then I was like, "Oh, thanks for that, Till." And then we got 500. Oh, I did. Can't even remember now. along this side of road. So if you're interested, you could do a hop along bus of your own.
Of my hookups.
Yep. So yeah, there you go. Take it or leave it, but you know.
That's a smart idea. Maybe once people really get into hot mess hookups,
Oh.
people will want a tour of all the hot mess hookups, which leads us to what we're doing this season. We're hooking up with people.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Well, maybe not actually hooking up with people. I've decided...
Hey, never say never. Like the great Justin Bieber once said.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah, so I've decided this season, I'm a single gal, I'm 25. I'm going to be dating on the podcast.
Ready to thrive.
Which is also, like, it could be detrimental to my actual dating life.
What do you mean this is your dating life?
Yeah, this is all real. No, but I feel like a lot of people will be like, ew, you want to only date me for the podcast? And I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's all content, baby, content.
Yep.
But that's fine. She's a businesswoman first. And that's okay.
Also, it'll be fun. You'll have a nice time.
I'm going to have a great time. And we've got a lot of dates lined up already. Not to flex, but there's
You've had people in the DMs.
I've been busy.
Yeah, it as I said before, it genuinely surprises me the stories that you come out with.
Shall we list off a few?
Go, ready. Oh,
Okay.
She's actually got a list, folks,
Yeah,
so
no,
don't worry.
This isn't a joke. Hold on, let me see. Tram
But
man.
Tram man.
Tram man. Okay, so I think we should start with Hot Tram Man.
Again,
We haven't seen him in a long time.
it feels so long ago, but it really wasn't that long
was
ago.
Not even 2 months ago. Well,
Wow.
I think, yeah. Well, there was a hot guy in the tram. It didn't go anywhere. I haven't seen him in a long time. But it could have been something special.
The thing that also is the most eye-opening about Tram Man is, I don't want to go into the details, but we were able to find out a lot about this gentleman without you even speaking to him.
Yeah, I don't know if we should go into details.
No, because it's a little
people might
scary.
think we're actually crazy. We're actually crazy. But he was an elite athlete. Is that even what you call them?
You were able to find out where he went to university.
Yes.
We were able to find out. You know what? I don't want to incriminate ourselves, so I think we move on to the next point.
Hot Busker. Also, Hot Busker's going on tour.
Oh.
Yeah, they're playing in Fitzroy at this place that I was at recently.
I'll paint the picture of what happened.
Okay.
So, this was a few weeks ago, and like most of the population, Tilly was watching Queen Charlotte and sending Snapchats to everyone about her crying about how she can't leave the house because it was so sad.
40 minutes of crying, and I actually had a real date that day that I cancelled because of how much I'd been crying.
And so, I'm gathering that you had to pull yourself together and decided to go out and get yourself a juice or something?
Yeah, I was like, I need a coffee. I'd been in bed watching it all morning, and I was like, I need a baguette.
Righto. And then, so she sends this video and she goes, oh, this busker's really cool or something. I can't even remember.
Well, no, I saw him in the crowd at the market that I was at. I was like, damn, this guy's really cute. And made a bit of eye contact. And then next minute, he's like up on stage singing with a guitar. And I was like, what? What is happening?
Oh my God.
Continue.
I can't, well, the details are a bit foggy for me.
Okay, I'll tell it. So he's up on stage singing, and I'm Snapchatting Grace being like, wow, like, he's really good. And then he says, go follow me on Instagram at da-da-da-da-da. I look him up on Instagram. The man's already following me. But now he's overseas. But he's coming back.
I mean, I feel like half of Melbourne is overseas at this point.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, next point.
Making me really upset. Okay, we've touched on it. Emma Watson's brother. I don't know if I should say the next stop point.
What is it? Let me see.
Now that we're recording, I'm now thinking maybe I won't disclose that information.
That's okay. If you don't want
Another
to.
time.
Another time. Stay
It's
tuned.
a bit promiscuous, let's just say that.
And that's okay.
Chat GPT boy.
Oh.
This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one.
I just think anyone, if you're in a situationship with someone or a relationship and you're sending two kinds of messages, one, something you're getting a riz on, or it's getting a bit emotional, you need to understand that chat is going to the girls' group chat.
Yeah. And we will analyze it.
100%.
Pretty much every message this person was sending me. Because it was so out of pocket, some of it. I was like, Grace needs to know this. So I'd show her at work, or I would just screenshot it and send it to her immediately. Because I was like, this needs to be analysed. This needs to be put up in front of a class.
A group discussion is needed.
It just seemed too good to be true, but also not good at all.
Yeah, it was definitely causing some concern. Just in terms of the facts didn't add up, because the tone and the grammar that was being used,
it was too good.
It was too good.
It was too accurate. The man was not an English major. Let's just put it at that.
And that's okay. Not all of us are.
That's fine.
I've got big thumbs. I make a lot of spelling errors. Yeah, I know.
But in my mind, and Grace and I kept saying this, when did this man turn into Jane Austen?
And much like the nun from the Madeline movie, we were like, something is not right.
Something is afoot, even. We were like, this is not real.
It was short novels. Like, it was eloquently, just beautifully, like, sentences flowing on from one another. And honestly...
poetic.
Seemed a bit weird.
Yeah, and I was getting the ick very, very fast, just from how good it was, I guess. I don't know if good's even the word. But then one night, he and I were chatting away in person as well, which I think really
sealed the deal.
This was an in-person conversation. He turns to me and says, yeah, so all those massive messages I've been sending you, they haven't been me. And I'm like, what do you mean they haven't been you? And that's when he admits to me that he's been putting personal information about myself and about him into ChatGPT and having it generate a message to me because he felt like he couldn't actually speak to me properly.
Honestly, I felt so proud of us for knowing something wasn't right. More so...
your intuition always knows.
Yeah. And then that was my first thought. And then my second thought was, oh my God, Tilly has been conversing with AI.
I've been speaking to a robot for not just a little while, for about a month.
Wow.
About a month I was speaking to a robot. So that's the story of ChatGPT boy. And this is
good riddance.
Good riddance. And also, when you know, you know. If you're getting the ick from somebody's messages, just think about how they're going to be in person. That's all I'm going to say about that. I've had a guy use my TikToks to slide into my DMs. That's weird.
Who's that? Oh. Oh, that's right.
So, I posted a TikTok about being broken up with. Well, no. Anyway, and
also,
it was funny TikTok though.
Someone's gone a bit viral on the old TikTok.
Yeah, but for asking somebody on a date, which I think is hilarious. But also, this TikTok that this guy used to slide into my DMs was about my breakup, and he was like, "I didn't know you were single." And he hasn't stopped talking to me ever since. And I'm like, please leave me alone.
Mm.
And you know what? He's saying all the things that you should want to hear. And we were having a bit of a chat about this last night. Like, sometimes it's okay to not want the things that society thinks you should want.
I think especially getting into like your mid to late 20s, I think it gets serious real quick, or society tells us we need to get serious real quick, and that's a bit scary.
Yeah, and so basically, like, this guy is messaging me all the right things. He's sending me good morning messages. He's asking me how my day's been. He's messaging me at nighttime to see, just to check in. And I have no interest in this at all. And in fact, it's kind of pissing me off. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
But also, I feel like I'm freaking out because I'm like, no, these are the things I should be wanting. But anyway, that's fine.
You should be wanting, but do you really want it?
I don't want it at all right now. I'm focusing on myself.
And all these dates you got lined up, Dal.
I know. There's a lot of them. Oh, I'm missing some integral parts. Signed up for some reality TV shows.
Honestly, the biggest blessing that...
Yeah. but glad I'm not going on them.
To be fair, it did look like we were heading in that direction.
It did actually.
And that was a little bit scary.
That was escalating very quickly too. French boy.
Oh, yeah. See what I mean? It's hard to keep track. It's really hard to keep track.
Yeah, there was a boy who was from France.
Well, hence the name French boy. Oui, oui. Are
Oui, oui.
you happy to be embarrassed?
Oui. But turns out he has a house in the south of France and a yacht
and also a girlfriend.
And a girlfriend. That's the punchline there.
And the next one.
And the next one. Model UN boy.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm actually sweating again. So there was this boy, met him at Model UN when I was 16. Probably the dorkiest way you can meet somebody as well. And I'm honestly a little bit like embarrassed to admit I went on Model UN camp.
I mean...
But also she's educated.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But met him at Model UN camp. Didn't speak to him for a while. Like a few years. Then met up a few years ago, pre my ex.
Mm-hmm.
Went on a date. Date did not go well. And then a couple of years later, I'm now single. Who's back in my DMs? Model UN boy. Not only that though, he's kind of successful, so like good for him.
Also, did know Darcy Moore, so it all centres around him.
It all wraps up in the end. Apparently, Darcy Moore also went on Model UN. We have a lot in common. So
it all points back to Darcy Moore.
I'm not in love with him though. Everyone just thinks we're meant to be together. The universe.
Conspiring.
The universe conspires me to be front row at Taylor Swift.
Oh, we can only dream.
We can dream. It's tomorrow. So.
I actually feel like I'm getting a bit hives about it. Sorry to get in the way of Model UN boy and Darcy, what's his name? Moore. I'm getting nervous about tomorrow.
I'm really nervous. Also, in the 2 months that it's been since we've been on the pod, well, I've been on the pod, Taylor Swift was dating Maddie Healy and they broke up.
Yeah, I love that for her.
I love that.
It's like a little holiday.
I know.
Sometimes
Maddie Healy.
A change is good as a holiday. So just a little
tidbit from us.
Yeah.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
I think that's probably it now.
Yeah. It's been chaotic.
Yeah, I feel like this podcast has been a bit choppy, but that's because
my life has been choppy.
Very much so.
Very choppy. But it's, I'm not going to say it's going to settle down. I think it's going to get even worse. I'm scared for the next few months.
You and me both, sis.
So the podcast is going to be a lot of fun for everyone else.
Yeah, let's say a little prayer because I'm concerned.
I think I've now got, that's 9. I think I've got 13 dates lined up.
Wow.
And that's just people who I know currently who are willing to do this.
You move quickly as well in terms of nothing turns into something with you very quick.
I just got mad riz.
And ever humble as well.
I'm so humble about it. Alright, well anyway.
Yeah, I just literally gave her the wrap-up signal because I was like, I've had enough.
Alright, well that's what you missed in the last 2 months of Hot Mess, of my life being a hot mess. And now you at least know Gracie a little bit better. Gracie Abrams.
Hello. That's me.
That's Gracie G. So you're going to be hearing from her a lot this season, which makes me really happy.
A little concerned though.
Very concerned. But anyway, you know where to follow us. We're being way more active on all of our socials now, which is going to be super fun for all of you guys to keep up with. It's like...
Yeah, I run a tight ship here.
Yeah, Grace is like on my back, which is really good for me.
None of this, one episode every 3 weeks. We'll be having a schedule. You'll know when to hear from us.
Which means I'm dating a lot and very regularly.
Yeah, so see you soon, eh?
Yeah. See you next time. Say bye.
Bye.